Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel. I'm David Mathis, but of course you guys probably know that because you looked and clicked onto this video and onto my channel. But for those of you guys that are loyal followers and have been friends of the channel for quite some time now, thank you. I really appreciate your support. Welcome back to the channel and to the video. For those of you guys that are new, welcome. I'm really excited to have you stop in and check out this video and hopefully the hundreds of other ones that I have on this channel. If you guys do like it, please go ahead, like, subscribe, and share. Hit that little notification button so that you know when new videos are coming out, because I am putting out videos regularly. If you are new to this channel, this is a segment that I do called Ask the Coach. These questions come directly either from current clients that I work with or through my Instagram at mathasfitness, M-A-T-H-A-S fitness. So if you're not following me, go ahead and check me out. But for those of you guys that are new, like I said, let me introduce myself. I am David Mathis. I have an exercise science master's degree from the University of South Florida. I am an Army combat medic veteran, and I'm an online physique and strength coach. So I work with bodybuilders, I work with powerlifters, I work with Gen Pop. So if you guys are looking for any coaching, please look me up. mathasfitness@gmail.com is my email address. So this particular question was one that I got from Instagram when I do Instagram Q&As on my stories multiple times a week. This is one that I got that I thought was really a good question, and one that probably a lot of people have questions about, and that is, what do you do when you have leftover macros at the end of the night? Okay, so whether or not you're in a gaining phase, a reverse diet, a fat loss phase, a prep, whatever it is, what do you do when you get to the end of the night and you still have macros you need to hit? Do you go ahead and hit them, or do you just forget about them or roll them over to the next day? This is a tricky one, and I'll admit that, okay? Because it's going to be very dependent on what stage you're in. However, the general rule that I like to tell people is, if you have macros, hit them. It doesn't matter if you're going in a fat loss and you still have macros and you think that not hitting them is going to help you get there faster, or if you are in a surplus per se and you've already had so much food and you're above your maintenance, do you really need to keep going and hitting those calories? The answer is yes to both, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. As a coach, I use data, okay? I use data from a numerical standpoint. I use data from what my clients tell me when I talk to them, when they check in, when the answers to the questions that I give them, when they return those to me. I look at those, I talk to them, I look at the numerical data, and I paint this picture, okay? I get this picture of how their overall week went. Also with my coaching, there's a daily tracker, so I'm looking to see what their macros, steps, cardio, water intake, sleep, sodium, potassium, all that stuff is like on a daily basis, so that I can kind of see how their 7 days went when it comes to the check-in. So I'm not just looking at how the weight changed, I'm looking at those numbers plus the answers to those questions. The reason I tell you that is because we kind of formulate a plan based on the fact that you're hitting those numbers 100%, okay? So if there's a couple days during the week where you get to the end of the night, you're tired, you want to go to bed, and you don't have those macros fulfilled for the day, the targets that you have fulfilled, it can be hard to collect accurate data on how your weight actually fluctuated, okay? Now, every now and then, once in a blue moon, it's okay. Just go to bed if you want to go to bed, don't hit the macros, but you can't do that consistently, okay? Because I program certain macros, I program a target range and set up a plan for the week based on how you responded to last week. And we use this data from this week through, your weight changes. Did you do normal cardio? Did you do normal weight training? How was your water intake? We use all of this to use that to compare to how you performed last week, how your body reacted last week. And we use all that data to formulate a new plan moving forward. Well, if you haven't really been hitting all of your macros that week, it's really hard to get an accurate picture if we need to change macros, or if you lost an acceptable amount of weight or gained an acceptable amount of weight, and we can stay at those macros for another week, okay? So it's really, really important, because let's take fat loss, for example, okay? Let's say that you get to the end of the day and you're tired, you want to go to bed, but you still have 100 calories left to hit, all right? You might think, oh, well, if I just don't hit those 100 calories, then I'm going to lose more fat quicker, right? Not necessarily, all right? Because the fact is that we don't want to necessarily take you as low in calories as you have to go, right? We want to keep you dieting on as high calories as possible. But if you get in this habit of always leaving 100 calories towards the end of the day, well, that forces your body to adapt to lower calories sooner. And that might not necessarily be the best thing for you, right? Whereas we could be maybe still dieting you 100 calories higher and having some good weight loss, right? It's all about that sustainable weight loss. So by arbitrarily just knocking off 100 calories at the end of the day because you just are too tired to fit them in and you think that that's going to help with fat loss, it might in the short term, but you're also going to run the risk of having your metabolism negatively adapt sooner because it starts getting used to having 100 calories less, whereas me, as the coach, is programming you at a certain calorie range because you're losing good at that range. So it's kind of like you're shooting yourself in the foot because you're taking yourself down unnecessarily by not hitting those targets at the end of the day, right? So here's the other thing is hit those targets because then we can use 100% adherence, 100% data at the end of the week at your check-in to see and have a really, really good game plan on whether or not we need to come down in calories again, or if that calorie range actually worked for you and you lost a sustainable amount of weight, an acceptable amount of weight, and that we don't have to take you down any lower. Because the goal of dieting, guys, should not be to get as low as you possibly can get in calories, all right? However, we find a lot of people getting that way because they do things like this. They get to the end of the day, they have some more calories left over, and they think, hey, I'm just not gonna eat, right? I'm gonna bank those 100 calories or so and just accelerate fat loss. Well, that can also accelerate metabolic adaptation, which is not what we want. That's when your metabolism gets adjusted to super low calories and it actually wants to stop burning fat, all right? It's kind of a survival mechanism. So that's why I suggest not really kind of just blowing those macros off and actually still hitting them so that we can keep your metabolism firing, all right? Now, the other option is to possibly roll those over onto the next day. But if it's in the case of someone that's dieting, that's rarely going to happen, all right? Because you're going to want to keep accelerating that fat loss. And you're not going to want to add on 100 extra calories onto your goal tomorrow when you had 100 extra calories less today. So at the end of the day, no matter what goal you're in, what phase you're in, I highly suggest get those macros in. Hit those targets 100% because it's going to help give you and or your coach the most adherent, consistent data possible at the end of the week to make an educated, informative decision on how to set up your plan for the upcoming week. And you might not necessarily need to go as low as you will go if you force yourself to just not eat those calories, okay? So eat the calories, hit your targets every day, take that data at the end of the week, make an informed, educated decision on how to adjust your plan moving forward based on your goals and based on your progress. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Once again, my name is David Mathas. You can find me at mathasfitness on Instagram, MATHAS Fitness. If you're looking for coaching, email me, mathasfitness@gmail.com. You can visit my website, www.coachdavidmathas.com. And obviously, you know my YouTube channel because you're here watching it. So if you guys are new, go check out some other videos. Please leave comments below if you found this helpful. Maybe there's a topic that you've been searching on my channel and I haven't covered yet. Reach out to me. I'll try to get a video made for you, all right? Because I'm doing this, guys, for you to get free information out there, the most up-to-date, informative info, because we do know that there's a lot of crap out there, right? A lot of crap that can be very, very confusing for you, and I'm here to try to eliminate some of that confusion. So thank you guys so much. Have a great day. I'll be catching you soon.